Hey guys, this is Quinn, that's Snazzy iPhone Guy, and I'm here live on Vocal.com. I do have a pretty awesome audience of 155 viewers with me right now. It's going to be awesome. If you guys are in the live stream, tweet it out, Facebook it, whatever, so we can get as many people in here as we can. I do have a couple of things to give away, so this should be an exciting moment for all of you. Cool, right? Well, we got some awesome stuff to talk about, and I'm excited to talk to you about it with you. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, make sure to tune in to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all of my social networks, so that when I do a live stream, you don't miss out. And I'll promise to move the times around in the future so that if you live in Europe or somewhere where it's not daylight, we can get things figured out. But anyway, welcome. Glad to see you all here. We're on Vocal.com. They've changed things around, so it's a little bit foreign to me. If I don't really know what I'm doing, then I apologize for that. But a couple people are saying it's lagging. That is notorious amongst Vocal. If it does lag, just do a quick refresh. I don't think it's my connection. At least it shouldn't be. Anyway, for most people, they're saying there's no lag. So I want to talk about a few things that I saw today. First of all, was the girl on YouTube that's eyebrows are like, "Rrr." Have you guys seen that? It came out like 3 or 4 days ago, and it already has like 7 million views. The live chat's like, ha ta 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 ta. She is a very attractive girl. She's only 13 though, so that's kind of creepy. At least for me to say. Australian girl. She did another video today just to like update it. I only saw this today. It turns out I don't watch YouTube very much, which is odd considering I make YouTube. But she inspired me to try eyebrow things because my face, as beautiful as it is, cannot do very many cool things. Like my whole family can do like these crazy tongue tricks. Want to know the coolest trick I can do with my tongue? I can't do anything. They make like tacos and donuts and clovers and all sorts of weird crap that I'm like, that is scary. I can't do that. And so I thought maybe I can do this eyebrow thing and beat it in my family like, yeah, you can't do that. I can involuntarily flare my nostrils, but that's about it. So I tried it and I'm not very good. So I gave up. But it was worth a shot. I also saw an ad today while I was driving. It was a billboard. And it said, I don't remember exactly what the ad said. It said, the right idea will fly, innovation, pass it on. It was one of those ads. And there was a picture of the Wright brothers. And it made me think, not really of what the ad was intended to be, but it made me think of something a little bit more direct, which was creating something before anyone else and the effect that that leaves on that particular spectrum. Now, this is going to get boring just for a couple minutes, and then we'll get weird and hyper and play elevator music. If you don't know the inside joke behind that, you will soon enough. And but no, so what I did was I looked at this ad while I was at the red light and thought, this is bizarre. Okay, so the Wright brothers, I'm not going to try and underplay the Wright brothers and the effect that they had on the airplane industry. You know, they created the first airplane. They were first man in the air. That's great, right? But me, personally, I think the turbine and the fuselage creator and the person who invented jet fuel, those are all more impressive inventions than a bunch of wood sticks with a bicycle with a fan on the back. Like, again, I'm not trying to underplay the Wright brothers. They had the balls to get in the air and they did all the science and crap. But I'm saying these inventions since then, improving on the original invention, are so much more impressive. Like a turbine to me is way cooler than the original Wright brothers plane. But who invented the turbine? No, I don't know. The Wright brothers invented the plane, and that's what's taught in schools and yada, yada, yada. So what I was thinking was, this is actually translated into most things. The first is the one that we remember. The iPhone was the first modern smartphone. Now you can say, oh, the Trio from Palm. Oh, there were other phones. Yeah, there were, but there weren't. The iPhone was the first real smartphone. And there have been smartphones since then that are arguably significantly better than the iPhone, but they don't get the glory because the iPhone was first. And so I was thinking, when I went to Best Buy, this is a whole nother story. I went to Best Buy, got a USB hub because I need one, and it's a horrible design. It's like a stick, really crappy plastic. It was like $30, so it wasn't cheap. And you plug in the USB ports. All the USB ports are crammed and too close together. Garbage, right? But who cares? is probably what most consumers are thinking. And I'm always like, and I'm sure most of you are like this because you're technologically based. You're like, wow, I want a good USB hub, not this crap stick. But most people don't care. And so I was thinking when I translated this into my mind, who cares? Really, once something has been created. If you're going to create something, if you're going to leave a mark on the world, you have to be first. You have to be the first person. And if you're not first, that's cool. Like, yeah, we're going to fly in airplanes and be like, wow, I'm glad this air turbine's here. I don't want to have to use my bicycle pedals. But I don't think people leave the effect on the world that the original inventors do. And so when you're creating, when you're trying to make content, make sure it's something no one has ever tried before. Don't be worried to try something that isn't considered normal, that isn't regular, just because it hasn't been done. Give something a shot. Before you give up and see where it takes you. So that's my little inspirational thought of the day. That was so beautiful. So yeah, all right. We have some listener questions, 49 to be precise, and that is quite impressive. So most of them are garbage because you guys don't ask to be like screeners and stuff that are questions. It just really was a waste of my time and it hurts my eyes. Wow, some of these questions are from 55 minutes ago. You guys are troopers. You've been in here a long time. So here we go. Did Best Buy actually have a USB hub? I doubt it. When I went in and asked for a USB hub, first of all, can I just say, Best Buy has to be like the most disorganized store of all time. Not just the employees, but like the placement of products. Like power extension cables. I went to Best Buy a couple months ago to get an extension cable, and they redirected me to the home theater section, and there was only one. It was a monster cable power strip, and it was like $60 or something ridiculous, right? And everyone was like, yeah, I don't know, it's probably going to be in home theater. And I only discovered this today, but my same Best Buy, I went, and while I was looking for a USB hub, there were like probably 20 or 30 extension cords, and they were like $13. I'm like, oh, why'd I buy the monster one? But yeah, my point in case is stuff is in multiple locations around the store, and then stuff that shouldn't be where it is. So the USB hubs were in this weird section, like in between desktop PCs and in between like home decor kind of crap. So it was a little bit weird, but that was that. Anyway, yes, I found one. It's a horrible design. It was $30, whatever. They had one and I needed one, so I bought it. Probably would have been like $4 on Amazon, but what can you do? Ground Burger is my favorite hamburger joint where we live. It's really good. It's been on Man vs. Food and a bunch of other Food Network shows. They put pastrami in there. I don't know why I'm talking about this. They put pastrami in there and the burger and the fries and fry sauce and all this delicious stuff. And it's good. What is your favorite or most used technology? Well, I don't know that it's my favorite, but I use my phones more than anything. So right now I use the Samsung Galaxy Note more than any other piece of technology in my house. But I'd have to say that my favorite is my MacBook Pro. I love my MacBook Pro. Computers to me have always been really cool. I've always been using a computer since like age 7 when I got my first iMac. But yeah, I mean, my MacBook Pro is, I would die without it. That's how I make all my YouTube videos. That's where I do most of my email. That's where I do a lot of my Twitter stuff. That's where I listen to music. And so yeah, that's my computer of choice. And that's my favorite piece of technology. But my most used one has to be my smartphone. This is a really tough question. What is the best overall sounding in-ear headphone under $300? And that's kind of like asking, what's the best car for $40,000? It can't really be answered. It depends on if you want a fast car, or if you want a car with a nice interior, if you want a car that looks different from any other car. In terms of in-ear headphones, my favorite ought to be the Futuresonics Atrio M5. They're $199. Amazing sound, probably some of the best value for me, but I like a relatively fluid or relatively flat response. I like bass being there, I like mids being there, and I like trebles being there. And so those are my favorite. If you're a huge bass head, the Futuresonics Atrio M5 are not for you. And if you're into classical music, the Atrio M5 probably aren't for you. So if you stick around for a couple of weeks, I am going to be putting together, I may even do it this week because I don't have school, but I will be doing a Snazzy's Ultimate Guide to In-Ear Headphones because I did over-ear headphones in May of last year, and most of my opinions still stand from that video. So things haven't changed much in the last several months. What do you think about PC gaming? Well, I'm not a PC gamer. I'm a console gamer, and actually I'm not, I say that like I'm some macho gamer. I'm in the MLG. No, I just play video games, you know, and I don't even really play them that often. We had 3 Xboxes. We sold 2 of them, so I only have 1 Xbox that's sitting right here, and I don't even remember the last time I turned it on. It's been weeks. So I'm not a big gamer, and I'm not a very patient gamer. There's a lot of people that will play games over and over and over. I could never do that, just like I could never read a book or watch a movie over and over and over. People watch movies like 10 times. I cannot even stand it. Like, I've watched Elf probably 4 times, and if I watch Elf again, I will blow my brains out. That's how much I hate seeing things multiple times. I just like discovering new things, and watching the same crap over and over and over again just is not appealing to me. But also, I'm not very patient. So I'm not a very good video gamer. Like, I'm not actually very good at games. And so if there's a level that I'm stuck on and I can't beat it in like 4 or 5 times at most, I just give up. I'm like, pfft. I throw the game back in the box and watch TV, you know? So I'm not a very patient gamer, but PC gaming is cool. You know, the graphics are way better. I'm not a big fan of the keyboard and mouse thing. Most people would be like, that's because you're a noob. And, you know, it probably is. I like a console. It's more simple. I can sit on my couch and lay back on the love sack without having to sit at a computer and be like, we must defend the castle. Whatever, right? I just sit on the couch and play video games. So that's what I think. But if you like PC gaming, that's cool. I respect that. Whatever. It's not for me. Well, you know, I can't tell you, honestly, because I haven't used one. The Kindle Fire is certainly a cheap device. It's certainly an interesting device. Whether or not it's actually good remains to be seen. There was a software update that came out last week that allegedly fixed most of the issues with the Kindle Fire. The original release, which I don't understand why that was... I don't know why they just didn't fix it, but it apparently wasn't very, very good at all. So for me, I'm not a big tablet guy. Like, I had my iPad and I loved my iPad when I had it, but I'm not like, oh, I need an iPad. And the same old's true for any other tablet. If I was going to get a tablet, if I was going to use a tablet, it'd be an iPad. The Asus Transformer Prime is an impressive device. There's so many tablets that I'm like, whoa, those specs are sick. But I know I wouldn't really use it because I just take my computer or my smartphone. So I don't really have a need for a tablet. And I know that makes me look like the stupidest geek ever, but it's true. I just don't need one. And so that's why I don't have one. Well, I have a HP touchpad, but that's because I got it for $99, and really all I do is load different Android versions on there and test stuff on there that I don't test on my phone. So whatever. What are better, Fanny Wangs or Beats by Dre? It depends. I think the look and the design behind the Beats is better. However, that being said, the build quality in the Fanny Wangs is significantly better. The customer support on both ends probably isn't great. Monster is notoriously bad, and even though Fanny Wang isn't bad, I don't think Fanny Wang's customer support is that good either. I sent them an email 2 days ago about, and they may not have worked today. I don't know. I sent them an email 2 days ago about a product question because they actually changed the ear cup design, and so I was trying to see if there's a different model differentiation. There's some confusion behind that, and they don't really define it well. So I emailed them and the CEO. It's been 2 days, and I haven't gotten an email back. I'm not saying that, like, if you don't email me back in 5 minutes, you're a bad company. But I am saying I don't know if the customer support on either side is excellent. That being said, though, the sound in the Fanny Wangs is a lot better. There is some nice bass response, and I'm not going to really tell you all of it because I am doing a review on those, which should be up this Friday. I tried them in Costa Rica. Sound cancellation is way better. There's no leaking, unlike the Beats by Dre. And, you know, I prefer Fanny Wangs, but to each his own. If you like Beats, that's cool. I respect that. I respect you, not Beats, but whatever, right? What mic stand / holder do you use? This is the Rode Boom. I don't know what it's called. Just Google Rode Arm, and it's on Amazon. It was like $110 or something like that, but it's pretty nice. There's other ones available. Heil makes a great one. And, you know, this is a simple one. It's one of the cheaper ones. You can spend like literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a boom arm. But this is just mounted to my desk. I didn't have to drill holes in it. There's a clamp mount. And it moves pretty nice. It oscillates. It's relatively quiet. You can hear it. but it's not bad. You know, it's pretty good. Samsung makes excellent stands. It's okay. You know, like I'm not totally impressed by it, but it's all right. And that's what I use for my videos and for my live streams, as you can see here. Do you like cats? Interesting question. And I'll say, yeah, generally I like cats. I'm actually not a big pet person. I don't like the hair, and I hated dogs as a kid. I like dogs now, but dogs still kind of freak me out. And I know that's like ridiculous to say. I got somewhat attacked by a dog when I was 7. I got some nasty bite marks, and so like I still have some scarring here, but dogs have freaked me out since then a little bit. And I really like dogs. I have a dog, and dogs are cool now, you know, but they still, I'm a little bit like nerved by them. So I'm not huge on dogs. But cats, I don't know. I really like cats. I know some people hate cats for no like real reason. I love my cat. He's such a dork. He's like a spaz. But anyway, Diesel, you know my cat. If you follow me on Instagram, there's tons of cat pictures. And I like my cat. But cats poop excessively, and they smell. And, you know, that's cool. I like cats. But again, to each his own. Do you know Chinese? No, I do not. I would love to learn it. Super helpful in business. But no, I don't know it. Where should I buy an iPhone 4 black front screen replacement part without it being fake? Well, you're not going to find a real Apple one unless you buy a real iPhone. They're all going to work, but they're probably not going to be real or legitimate. If you buy one from a reputable seller like iFixit or iRescue or a Direct Fix or what have you, you're going to get a real OEM one. And I would stay away from eBay and even Amazon, because sometimes you can get some crappy ones, but yeah, I just buy from a real seller. It's not going to be an Apple panel, but it will be made in the same factory. So that's at least somewhat settling. The Retina displays are all pretty much the same, but the touchscreen quality on some of the non-official ones is a little bit sketchy. So, what's your favorite show on Netflix? Well, I don't know, because I don't really watch TV on Netflix. We have Netflix. We love Netflix. Netflix is hooked up to our Roku. I'm pissed off by Netflix lately, by the way, but I'm not going to rant. It's good. It's nice. Favorite show on Netflix is probably going to be Breaking Bad. Love that show. It's a good one. So if you haven't watched that. Dexter used to be my favorite television show, and Dexter is way sick even still. But if I had to choose between Dexter and Breaking Bad, it would be Breaking Bad. It's that good. Love it. Prison Break was good while it lasted. Prison Break was okay. But really, I really like Suits too. Suits is good. If you're on that, I'm not sure Suits is on Netflix though. If it is, Suits. Well, they're all there's so many good shows. I like Suits, but it's not better than Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is my all-time favorite TV show, if you know what I mean. All right. I'm sick of questions. I'm not going to take any for a couple minutes. Let's talk about some fun products that came into the Snazzy Labs headquarters this morning. All right. First one. Well, I've had this for quite some time. It's the Popa. Now, Popa was a Kickstarter project, and I actually feel really bad for these guys because it was a great product that's now somewhat irrelevant. This was made a long time ago, and it just finally made it through like research and development and all that other stuff. But here we go. Popa. Cool, right? So Popa, what Popa is it's this. It's a weird cylindrical little tube. And what you do is you open this little magical door up. And when you open the door up, you take your iPhone and you stick it in. Now, the iPhone is really, really hard to get in until you've used this like several times. The first time I put this in, I literally thought I was going to break both the Popa and my iPhone. So that was a little bit unnerving. But what it is now is a telephone or a picture taker. Now, the problem is you do need Popa's official app, which is less to be desired. You cannot use video. There's no really good filters at all. There are some nice sharing features like Twitter and Facebook and Flickr and Tumblr, but it's not a very good app. And that's what I feel this product is limited by. But this product came out before iOS 5, where you could use the volume button to take a picture. So back then, when this came out, this was an awesome idea. And I still think it is a nice idea, but I feel bad for them because it's pretty much irrelevant and it's kind of expensive. It's like $40, I think. So I can't recommend that you purchase this anymore. They do still want me to do a review on it though. So I will be doing a review here in the next few weeks, but I would stay away. Not because it's a bad product, but because it's pretty much deemed irrelevant now with iOS 5. So that's Popa. What else do we got here? This is the OnLive wireless controller that I bought. This was $59.99, and I am so pissed off at OnLive. So as you guys know, the OnLive app for Android came out a couple weeks ago, and it still has not been approved for iOS. At least I don't think so. Has it been? I didn't see any news that it had been. So Apple still did it? All right, so maybe it did. No, people are saying no. All right, so no, it's not on iOS. It was submitted, but it's not actually for iPad, which is disappointing. But it is on Android, and this controller was promised to work with an Android device, because when you're playing a console game, some of the games have the controls on screen, but the majority of them do not. And so you need to use a controller in order to get this to work. Now, the actual OnLive controller is not new. And the OnLive controller is actually, honestly, genuinely my favorite controller. It's better than both the PlayStation and the Xbox 360. It's kind of a hybrid of both. The analog stick placement is identical to the PS3, but the analog stick style and design is like the 360, which I much prefer. I don't like the PS3 analog sticks. There's not enough tension in them. They're too noodly. Trigger styles are just like the Xbox 360, and the layout is just like the Xbox 360. So, well, the layout is not. The layout's like the PS3, and then all the buttons are like the Xbox 360. It's a really awesome controller, has a nice feel to it. It's pretty weighted. You can see there's glossy right here and matte on here. It really is like an excellent controller, and I prefer it to both the PS3 and the 360 controller. And you can now use this controller for both the PS3 and the 360, which is awesome. So if you're going to be buying a new 360 or a PS3 controller, consider this. It seriously is good. But back to what I was talking about. They advertise this to work with the Android app because, well, yeah, all right, so let's use this to game on our Android devices. There was no information saying that it wouldn't work on any devices. It said it has been tested on this, this, and this, but that was it. On the tech specs page, there was nothing like that. So I bought it, $60 in my own hard-earned money. And it took a long time to ship. Finally got here, though. And it pairs to my Galaxy Note running 2.3 Gingerbread. But when I go into the OnLive app, it doesn't actually work. And so I got onto OnLive, their website, and opened up a chat with a support professional. That's what they call them. It's just like a live chat person. And I said, hey, I'm trying to get my new controller to work with my Android phone, and it's not working. And he said, well, can you tell me what version of Android you're running? And I said, I'm running Gingerbread 2.3, which is what 99.9% of the devices are running. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. Unless you're running Ice Cream Sandwich on a smartphone or Honeycomb on a tablet, the controller will not work. And I was like, are you serious? It did not say this on your website. And I double checked even right then. I went to the product page. It never says that it doesn't work with Ice Cream Sandwich. So I told him, you should put this on the page of the controller. So when people buy this and it doesn't work, they're not pissed off because you never told them. And he's like, well, it's in our resources section. And I dug down for it, and it takes probably like 40 clicks, and you have to know what you're looking for in order to find that. So I was like, guys, you got a serious problem. You got to put this on the product page saying that it is not compatible with anything under Ice Cream Sandwich. And they still haven't done that yet. But this thing gets its Ice Cream Sandwich update in a couple months. Samsung really sucks at software upgrades. They said it'd be available at the beginning of January 2011, and now they're saying it will be available in the coming months, and so we'll see. Maybe the XDA developer community will come with an unofficial like CyanogenMod 9 before, but as of right now, it's not looking too good for the Galaxy Note. So unless you're on the Galaxy Nexus, you're pretty much SOL. On the OnLive controller. So there you go. I also got these headphones. They're from a company called Zport, and this is probably the world's ugliest packaging. Check that out. The font is like circa 1900, and look at, oh yeah, that's some nice, it looks like the back of my, you know, in elementary school where you'd make a book and you take like an 8x11 sheet and you fold it like 9 times and you cut a couple edges and it's a book and you're like, yeah, it's my book. This is what it looks like, you know? It's like, it's horrible. So that's bad. But the packaging is obviously not the high point of the product. It's the product. Now, there are 3 headphones. There's these ones. These are $9.95. There's these ones. These are $14.95. And there's these ones. These are $19.95. Holy crap. These headphones are good. These ones, the $9 ones, are designed to have a lot of treble preference. So for classical music and for pop music, they're really great. For other stuff, they're not too good. These ones have so much bass, your balls will rattle. I mean, it literally is like... I got nauseous from listening to these. There's a bunch of end caps that you can put on, and they're filters, and so you can see how much bass goes through. There's either a lot of bass, a lot or bass, or so much bass, tears start coming out of your eyes. And with so much bass, tears come out of your eyes tips. I literally was like, holy cow, I cannot stand this anymore. It was like, but it didn't distort. It was good. Last one, $20 headphones. These are equal. They sound amazing. For $20, I was like, no freaking way. The fit is a little bit less to be desired, but the build quality on these is also impressive, and the sound is top notch. So you'll see a review on these here in the next coming days. These ones, These ones I don't like just because there's too much bass, and these ones are stellar for $20. These are as good as $50, $60, $70 headphones. They're really good. Are they as good as the Klipsch S4i? No, probably not, but they're pretty close. So keep that in mind. But I think they charge like $12 for shipping. So they're really like 32. For those of you that want to know the name, they are available on Amazon, and they're called XE Port. And there's like 9-digit model names. It's like XE90476i5i. I don't know why you need to do that. You have 3 products, so just make it an easy name. But there you go. We are going to take a brief intermission, and you would think that I would stand up and walk around or go to the bathroom during this intermission, but no, I'm just going to sit here and look at you with an awkward face while we listen to elevator music. Elevator music is probably the most refined piece it's the best gift we've ever gotten from society, honestly, and I love it, and you should too. And if you don't love it, you can go kiss yourself on the face, because it's worth it. Here we go. I'm going to plug my speakers up here. I don't like this one. This is the good one. Okay. Enough of that. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Oh, shirt. Check this shirt out. Pretty sweet shirt, huh? Snazzy Labs. In the next couple days, I'm going to be opening the Snazzy Labs charity store. 100% of the profits go to charity, which is pretty awesome. I haven't decided the charity yet. If you have recommendations or ideas, send me via email to q@snazzylabs.com. But charities, yay, charities get these. But this is a sick shirt. It's Argyle. You got a Snazzy Labs guy in the middle. And I might change them. This is where I want your guys' opinions. There is no branding on this right now. Like, this is it, but there's no Snazzy Labs or anything like that. When I got it, I asked a couple people, and they were like, no, you should put branding on it. Would you want, like, Snazzy Labs in a fancy, small, little font, like not like in your face, but just down the side of the triangle? Or would you want it on the arm? Or would you want it on the back? Or do you just not want it at all? Do you want like a tiny Snazzy Labs right here, or just this? A lot of people are saying back. A lot of people are saying on the front. Someone said penis. That's mature. Back. These comments are scrolling so fast. I can't tell. Cats. Side of the triangle. That seems to be what most people want. Maybe I'll offer both. I'll give you a couple options. You can have it blank, or you can have it down the side, or for those of you that are weird, you can have it on the back. Just kidding, the back's not weird. I really like the back. Yeah. I wanted the arm, but I thought, like most people, when you see shoulder markings, it's usually like an advertisement shirt you get for free. That's just what it seems to me to be. So we'll see. But cool. All right. I'm watching you, comment box. You stop that. There's lots of obscenities. You calm down. Diet Pepsi. Nature of the gods. All right, should we answer more questions? Because I have 101 that I need to answer. No, I'm not going to answer all of them. Oh, P.S. I got another t-shirt. There's several designs, but these are the two I wanted. So that's pretty cool. It's from Spreadshirt. They make great shirts. They're not super cheap, but they're not super expensive either. This is the American Apparel version, which is, I love AA shirts. They're made in the USA, really good shirts. These are $20. And if you want like the regular shirt that you get like on most shirts, it's $15, I think. So it's not bad. And your profits go to charity. So that's cool. I don't keep a single penny, which is spectacular. And I'll prove it to you by going into the panel and donating whenever we hit a certain amount of money or whatever. I have to figure that out. But it was inspired to me by John for Laker. So thanks to him and thanks to you guys, because with the purchase of said shirts, we'll be able to donate to charity. So that's cool. I've talked about Windows 7 before. Windows Phone 7. Windows 7 is a disaster. Just kidding. If you use Windows, that's cool. I respect you. I would never use Windows ever in my life, but that's just me. Windows Phone is really, really, really good. In fact, I think it's probably the most impressive upcoming OS. I think both Android and iOS should be scared by Windows Phone 7 because Microsoft has kind of sucked at getting it into the market. It has very, very little market share. But once they get on board and once a lot of people start using Windows Phone, it's going to take over. The marketplace, the Metro UI, the multitasking, it's a brilliant phone operating system. And I really, really like it. The refinement, Aaron Zolo, who actually used to make videos on the That Snazzy iPhone Guy channel, said Windows lacks refinement, and that's why. And I agree. In Windows, you don't see a lot of things where you're like, wow, that's really visually appealing. But in Windows Phone 7, it's probably one of the most beautiful OSs I've ever seen. And the apps match the fluidity of the OS. And that's one thing that I think is a little bit different in every iPhone app, which I don't like. Navigation's put in different places, buttons are put in weird places, and Microsoft has a lot more of a standardized UI, and so you know where buttons are. You don't have to be like, well, what the crap is that? How do I go back? Oh, it's in the bottom right-hand corner. That's with a lot of iPhone apps, and you don't have to do that, so cool. Let's see. I need a good question. Yes. Buy them. They're good. Sound is great. Build quality is great. The look is really good. They're excellent headphones, especially considering the price. The AT-HM50s from Audio-Technica. We have 201 people watching this. This is horrible. This is probably my worst live stream ever. All the while, it's one of my best, but not really. Thoughts on the Audio-Technica AD900? Heard good things, have not personally listened to them, so I can't give you really an opinion on that. Sorry. MacBook Pro or MacBook Air? What do you want? Power or portability? You got to take a pick. You can't have both. I personally had both because I couldn't decide. But I sold my Air and got my Galaxy Note. Not like that was a good replacement, but, well, what? I just dissed on my phone. I really like my phone, but MacBook Pro is heavy, and I don't like it. Carrying it in my backpack, it's like, ugh, hurts my back. So you got to choose. If you're a student, MacBook Air will probably suit you well. If you're anyone else, or you're doing photography stuff, videography stuff, whatever, you're probably going to want a MacBook Pro. So both of the batteries suck. Oh my gosh. Has anyone else, and I'm asking this as a legitimately serious question because Apple has yet to address this as a bug. The battery on both my Air when I had it and the MacBook Pro was awful after Lion. Like I lost a good 20 to 30% of battery life. It's that bad. I don't know if the GPU is like or something like that. Yeah. Don't ask me to do that again. But most people are saying yes. Yes, 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 yes. Mine's fine. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Do it again. See, it wasn't as good as the first one. Can't replicate that. A good DAC or amp? I'm really not the person to answer this because I'm not into the amplifier side of audio, and I need to get into that because that's a very important counterpart. Currently, I'm using the Hi-Fi Man EF2A. And I really like that. That's a desktop amplifier. And it's really good. Austin's in here. Ask Austin. It depends what your price range is. The Hi-Fi Man EF2A is like $150, and it's a tube amp. It's a little bit like unnecessarily, but I really like it. And there you go. But yeah, go to headfi.org or ask Austin. He does some awesome stuff. Go to audioexcursions.com. That's where you can see his stuff. Email him, bother him. Don't bother me with such things. Headfi is a stellar place to learn anything about professional audio, and I do need to get into the amplifier side of things because I'm obsessed with headphones, and that's only one part of the puzzle. So, when do you think iOS 5 will come out? Let's see, 6 months ago? Jeez, goofus. You have to decide. I think they're really, really stellar headphones in terms of noise cancellation, in terms of build quality, in terms of looks. For $150, yeah, I think they're a really stellar pair of headphones. But at the same time, if you want that optimal sound, you're probably going to want to go with something like the Shure SRH 840 or the Audio-Technica ATH M50. It gives you a little bit more refined sound. Although I must say, and you'll hear this in the final review, the Fanny Wang really does have some stellar sound, considering that they're this kind of designer style. So, did he say 5.1? Everyone in the chat is chastising me. He's at 5.1. Okay. The betas have been out for quite some time now. Wow, really? I've seen 5.1 probably a bajillion times. 5.1, I don't know. I don't even really know what it's supposed to bring to the table because I'm not a developer anymore, so I don't get the beta builds. Additionally, I so badly want a jailbreak, so badly. And so I'm holding back on my iPhone 4S's firmware so that I can jailbreak if and when a jailbreak becomes available. But if you listen to any one of the jailbreakers like Headphone or POSIX Ninja, they'll tell you that an iPhone 4S jailbreak is a long ways away, which is too bad. Too bad. All right. I hit myself in the nose with a straw. Not in the nose, on the nose, so I can still drink from that. I'm a germaphobe, P.S. Just in case you needed to know weird facts about me. I'm trying to create the best videos I can. I have good mic, lighting, etc. Anything else? Not to brag, but I have an excellent video on this, and I'm actually, as we speak, revamping that whole video. It's called How to Become a Successful YouTube Reviewer. Just Google it, and that's all you need to know. It's like a 27-minute long video of everything you need to know about becoming a good YouTuber. And I'm going to refilm it, and I'm writing this massively long article that could probably be like a 40-page book on becoming a really good YouTube reviewer. And so there you go. If you've already watched that, hang tight. I got oodles of little bits of new information for you, and it's going to be awesome. Look forward to that video. My hands hurt from typing this because it literally is awesome. And I will make it an ebook as well for those of you that want that. It'll, of course, be free. Donations will be gladly expected. Gladly expected. No, gladly accepted. Expected, not so much. But there you go. So, and I'm not, it's hard for me to create these because a lot of people say, Quinn, how do I become a successful YouTube reviewer? But I have a hard time defining success. I don't think that I myself am some prolific reviewer. Like when I think of successful YouTube reviewers, I don't come to mind. And that's why I'm like, I have to be careful because when I'm like, oh, you should do this and this and this and this, I don't have 1 million subs. I don't even have 50,000 subs. So I can't really tell you everything that is wrong and right about YouTube because obviously I haven't figured it out 100% myself, but I do have some pretty awesome techniques that I think have helped me that I do want to transpose to you so that if you are struggling in creating good content, you can kind of resolve that. So there you go. Yep, Hank just posted the link in the chat. Thanks, Hank. That is the video you can go to watch that video, of course. And it's an old one, and it's mono, like sound-wise, so it's bad. But information is rich, just not the presentation. What would be your favorite iPhone application or the one that you use the most? You're going to laugh at me, but the one I use the most is the email client, Mail. I know that's not really an app, but it is. And that's what I use the most. Other than that, though, the most used iPhone app would have to be probably Twitter. That's my Twitter client. I love Twitter. I like Facebook. I like Google Plus, even though no one goes on Google Plus anymore. I like Instagram. I like Path. I really like social networks. But Twitter New, Neue, is the Twitter client that I use. It's beautiful. I think it's $1.99, but it's made by Biz Stone. He makes stellar stuff. Or not Biz Stone, Andrew Stone. I don't remember his name. Stone Design Corp. Biz Stone is the guy who made Twitter. Well, one of them, along with Ebb and a couple other guys. But anyway. Twitter New, Neue. And it's important that you get the new because the full version is really ugly and bloated, and I don't like that one. So there you go. Stone Design Corp. There you go. Thanks, Tyler Y. 210 people in here. Thanks, guys. You guys are killer. Happy New Year, Quinn. What are you studying at the moment, and what do you want to do later in life? There's a lot of things to answer, but I'm going to keep it short. I am currently studying business administration in university. I'm only a freshman, so I may change. Probably not. I think my major will stay pretty much the same. And if I do get business administration major, which I plan to, I would go to get a master's in business administration. We'll see. I never know where life takes me. If I land on like a gold mine, if I create some brilliant invention, I probably won't do graduate school. But that's my plan. I want to. I'd like to. And we'll see. We'll see. But short term, finish this semester of school and then serve an LDS mission. Wow, that's neat. Google has this thing, or excuse me, Vocal has this thing where you can kick someone if they post the same thing like a couple times. That's kind of neat. No spam. Stop it. LDS mission is what I'll be doing. I'll be a missionary for my church. I am a Mormon. As many of you know, we're not as weird as I am. Most Mormons are far less weird than I. But yeah, we're normal people. You know, like I don't have like 12 moms or whatever. What polygamy? Yeah, no, I don't. I just have one mom. We're cool. We're normal. LDS.org if you want to learn more. I'm not going to get into my religion or anything, but that's what I'll be doing. And I will be leaving YouTube in May. So there you go. I'll be gone. I won't be doing YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or anything for 2 years. I don't know what I'm going to do with Snazzy Labs, but that's what I'm doing. I am serving a mission. I don't know where I'm going yet, but there you go. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. Canon has never been a company to announce stuff at CES. And I don't know why, because that's where everyone is starting to announce stuff, but I don't know. So there you go. I'm sorry I couldn't answer that better, but anyway. So yeah. CES, I really like CES. It's a lot of fun. It's in Las Vegas, the Consumer Electronics Show, if you don't know what it is. It starts on Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. And I am probably not going because I have school. Now that I have to pay for school, I can't really just miss it whenever I want. And my courses will be starting that week, so I don't really want to miss the first week of school either. It's where you get all your important stuff. So yeah. Anyway, school starts Monday. CES starts Tuesday. Gonna have some conflicts. I go to school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I was going to fly down Tuesday. And then, yeah. I was going to fly down early Tuesday morning. It's only a 2-hour flight because I live in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is not too far away. So I was going to fly down early in the AM, film crap all day, go to Showstoppers, and then come home Tuesday night, rest for like 90 hours, and then upload 30 videos that I filmed at that one day of CES. Whether or not I'm going to do that, I don't know. I can't afford it myself. Well, I can, but I don't want to if it's only for a day of coverage. And it's just an expense I'm not really willing to spend. And so I'm having, if you own a company, what I'm saying is if you own a company and you want to sponsor my flights to CES, that's all I would ask for you to pay for. I don't need hotel. I don't need board. I don't need food. I can buy all that. But one flight to Vegas and one flight back. Since it's only a week away, it's probably going to be pretty expensive. It's like $1,100-1,200, but that would get you all of CES's sponsorship coverage, which would be really awesome. And of course, you'd get sponsorship throughout the rest of the week of January. So that'd be about 50 videos of advertising, 10-second pre-roll ad. It's a really good deal. We'll see. If a company comes through, that's awesome. I would love to go to CES. You guys, I'm sure, would love to see the coverage. I know last year you loved the coverage, and so that's cool. If not, I apologize. I tried. But yeah, so we'll see on CES. I'm probably not going, but I'd really hope to. And if a company out there is willing to pay for my flights, that'd be super awesome. And I can promise awesome advertising in return. So that made me really thirsty. I don't know why. Yep, I am sticking with the Samsung Galaxy Note. I really like it. It's a great phone. Android is not without its flaws. In fact, it has many, far more than iOS. But I'm sick of iOS. I've used it for 4 years. It hasn't changed a whole lot. I just don't. Yes, I've rooted the Note. I've gotten rid of all the Samsung crapware. I'm using Go Launcher right now. I just switched the other day. I was using the standard TouchWiz interface, which I actually quite liked, but there you go. It's my home screen. I love it. I mean, it's a great phone, but it just, look how many icons I put on that grid. It's a cool phone, and I like it, and I am going to keep this as my primary phone, but, you know, can't please everyone. So I like it, and I'm sticking with it, however. I've gotten this question several times. What's your favorite iPhone app? I already answered that. Twiddlater new. Hi, Quinn. How's your MacBook cable solution idea going? I thought of a cable solution for the MacBook Pro the other day because if you see my setup right here, it's not very elegant. I'm actually using a Blue Lounge. I think they're called the Sumo. It's this really heavy piece of adhesive plastic that sits on your desk and pins down 2 cables, which I actually quite like, but it's still not really what I'm looking for, and I think it would serve a lot of people well. I made a vlog about it, but I just don't have really the time or the resources to create an actual physical product and market it before I leave in May. So probably not going to do it, but there you go. Wow, okay, that question was in Chinese or Taiwanese or something. Could not read that. Sorry, hold on. There's a lot of lousy questions. I'm sorry. It's a great question. What company is the best to buy custom headphones from? JHA, Sleek Audio, Logitech Ultimate Ears. They're all very, very highly respected, and there's other brands like Westone and a couple of others that make custom headphones that are both very expensive but also very good. I myself have the Sleek Audio CT7s. There's my custom ear. That is my ear. I know, right? Awkward. But I love mine. These are the Sleek CT7. I think they're $699. I'm a really, really big fan of these, but also at the same time, I know there's also better options out there. The JH10, I believe, are very, very highly respected. You know, there's a bunch of great in-ear monitors out there, and really you can't go wrong. Best place to look would be headfi.org. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Or if it's in the future, happy future birthday, or if it already happened. Sucks for you. Should I get an iPad 2 or a MacBook Pro? Well, here's what I would do. I would get a MacBook Pro, sell it, and get 2 iPad 2s. If you have a 2011 iMac, unless you need portability, I wouldn't get a MacBook Pro. And if you needed portability, if you're a student, I'd keep your iMac and get a MacBook Air. This makes better sense to me. But yeah, I don't know. I would get an iPad too, but whatever floats your boat. I'm sorry. That was mean. I don't know how to answer questions. What's the most innovative product you have used in your lifetime? That's a good question. This shirt. I really cannot even think of it. There's tons of things that have been incredibly innovative. The biggest game changer in my life was this, and you're going to be impressed that it's sitting by my desk. I found it today in the attic, and I don't know what to do with it. I probably can't lift it either because it's like 55 pounds, but iMac G3. First Mac to run OS X. One of the most innovative products from Apple ever of all time. They were going to be bankrupt. Steve came back, saved their balls, and that was the product that came out with it. One of the first all-in-one computers, not just Macintoshes, but computers, period. One of the first slot-loading CD drives, which I know doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is. And it's beautiful. It has a CRT screen that probably gives you blindness after a couple years, but it was a great product, and that's probably the most innovative to me. Also, it was my first computer. Not that one particularly. That was the G3 that came out just before the G4. This one has upgraded stuff. It's not one of the colorful ones. This was like the gray, boring one that came out a year later. My first one was a Bondi Blue, or Bondi Blue. I call it Bondi Blue because that's what it's actually called, and that's what Steve Jobs calls it, and that's what Apple calls it. But every time I call it Bondi Blue, people are like, it's Bondi Blue. It's a beach in Australia. That's great, but it's Bondi Blue. So take that to your eye self. Oh, this question is not working. Oh, there we go. How is the adjustment from a 3.5-inch screen on the iPhone 4S to a 5-inch screen? It's actually a 5.3-inch screen on the Samsung Galaxy Note. Well, it's certainly weird, especially going back to the iPhone. When I was on the iPhone, getting this was like, wow, this is huge, but this is awesome, right? And when I go back to the iPhone 4S, like literally, I'm like, it's really small. I don't like this anymore. Not the phone. The phone's great, but I don't like the size of the screen. It's like with most things, once you get the bigger, better, well, I shouldn't say better, but once you get the bigger version going to a smaller version, it's like, holy crap, this is terrible. But it's like the Nano. iPod Nano, when the iPod Nano went from the fifth generation to the sixth generation, where it had the nice, beautiful, long screen, and it went to that tiny 1.5-inch screen. I was a Nano owner of both, and I was like, this is tiny. And sure, it was touchscreen, sure, it was nice, but I wasn't big on it. So anyway, I prefer the bigger. Going back and forth is a little bit weird. Should I buy a life-proof case? If not, what would be better? Well, the life-proof case is not my case of choice because it's bulky, because it has that weird little screen shield on it. But if you are looking for a rugged case, life-proof case is certainly the best. Better than the OtterBox Defender, better than other waterproof cases out there. The life-proof case has the slimmest profile all the while providing some of the best protection. And I get criticized on my video each and every day because they were like, well, you dropped it and therefore water leaked in when I did the pool test. If you didn't watch that video, it's a fun one. I throw my phone like 30 feet up in the air and then I go and throw it in a swimming pool. So that was neat. But yeah, so if you're looking for a rugged case, that's one of my favorites. But as a day-to-day driver, you probably don't need something that rugged. So Power PC. That's a great question, Austin. I will be reviewing the Hi-Fi Man HE400 Orthos when I get my pair. They're apparently not too far out. Really excited. Hi-Fi Man, as you guys know, and as Austin knows, makes pretty great stuff. The HE300s are dynamic. Orthodynamics is a planar magnet technology. I'm not going to get into the technicalities because I don't really know myself, like completely the differences. I do know in terms of sound quality what the differences are, but technically I understand it, but not enough to explain it, if you know what I mean. So yes, I'm excited. Woot. Let's get it on. Awkward. Yes. I hate to say that I'm right, but I'm right. Remember when this what was I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, late fall 2011 upgrade. iMac, 2011 iMac. Okay. I just had to kick that guy. I lost like 12 viewers in my drunken stupor, which is this second right now. Yes, fall 2011 upgrade to the MacBook Pros. There's a little bit of an update in the specs, in the bumps. My $2,200 MacBook Pro changed into the $2,000 MacBook Pro. I had the 2.2 gigahertz Sandy Bridge quad core, and now the 2.2 is the standard base 15 model. So, yeah. But is Ivy Bridge coming to the Macs next year? Of course, a lot. And yes, so yeah. But is it coming soon? Probably not, because Ivy Bridge is still kind of a long ways off from being totally perfected, and Apple is, of course, someone to... But I do think they'll put it in as soon as they can, because Sandy Bridge is pretty awful when it comes to battery and heat. These things are like freaking fire. If I'm rendering a video, it's not even ridiculous. It's not even ridiculous. It's not even funny. Sorry, hold on. It's not even funny. Distraction in the chat. What's the distraction in the chat? Oh yeah, I know what it was, but what am I talking about? All right. Yeah, I know. I kicked him. That's an awkward question. I'm not answering. I have tried the Audeze LCD2. I have not tried the Sennheiser HD800, and I have not tried the LCD3s. Obviously, pretty amazing. You do need a seriously powerful amp to make those orthodynamics powered. Yeah, I've listened to them. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But I haven't spent enough time with them to be like, this is exactly what I think about them. So. Yes. If there are a pair of headphones that I recommend from Monster Cable, which there aren't, but if you were going to buy Monster and it was the end of the world, and if they were like, if I don't buy Monster, then the world is going to explode, well, I would tell you to buy any Monster Cable product. But the Turbine Pros are the best headphones that Monster Cable makes. I still do think that they're overpriced, but they're much better than anything you're going to buy in the Beats line. And they're not a horrible pair of headphones. They're just a little bit overpriced, but... What are the ranges of bit rates in your music? Good question. I listen to Mog. That streams in 320 kilobits per second. When I'm doing some heavy duty audiophile listening, I take 24-bit FLAC files. If not that, then 16-bit FLAC files, but pretty high quality audio. The lowest bit rate stuff I have used to be pretty low, because I was alive and well in the Napster days, and I was a kid back then. I still am a kid. Well, I'm a legal adult now. I was young back then, but I got in on the Napster trend. When Napster was cool, I knew about it, and I downloaded a crap load of music. And iTunes Match legitimized all that illegal music that was like 72, 92 kilobits per second. Really, really horrible audio. And it's about 300, or what is it now? 256, because that's what iTunes Match replaces it with. So there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Do your friends at school know about your YouTube videos? Well, I'm in college now, so no one really gives a crap about other people. But yes, in fact, they did. Pretty much everyone knew. And I've gotten questions from a lot of YouTubers in the past that are discouraged. And they had been victimized and bullied at school. My school was never like that. I did go to public school. I wasn't like in some private school or charter school. I was in a public school. But I don't know. Maybe it was because I don't know. I never got teased. I never got bugged. I like to think that I was relatively well liked and popular. I was certainly like, if there was a spectrum of like the way nerdy kids no one talks to and like hottest babe in school, I'm like pretty much like right there. I'm not trying to be like, yo, I'm way sick, but I'm pretty snazzy. No, a lot of people knew and no one really cared. They thought I was cool, and that's really awesome. A lot of people get bullied for making YouTube videos, and to that I say kids are going to grow up. You'll really see some maturing in high school. Again, I never had these problems, but I know a lot of kids do, especially when they're younger, 12, 13, 14. I get emails about it all the time from kids that get bullied saying, how have you dealt with this? And it's hard for me because I never had to deal with it. But I've found, and you will find, that especially when you're in junior high, kids are extremely immature. So just and don't retaliate. I feel like I'm a counselor now and I'm losing viewers for it, but so be it. I know there's a lot of people that wonder. Kids grow up. Wait till you're about 15, 16. They're going to change. No one's going to care if you do YouTube videos anymore. In fact, a lot of them will think it's cool. And you'll just see a trend in changes. And for those that still tease and bug you, they're just immature. But at the same time, don't retaliate. There's so many kids that are like, yeah, well, then I make fun of them and then they get even more mad. You'll find that most people think that people that tease, that was really poorly worded. So let's say I'm getting bullied really badly. And let's say this other kid is the bully. Okay. I'm already a nerd. I'm already getting made fun of. But in 3 years, no one cares. I'm not a nerd anymore. Or if I am a nerd, no one cares that I'm a nerd. I have my nerdy friends and we're good. We're all right. Everyone's going to think that bully is a dick. And that's because they are. And you'll find that in junior high, people think it's funny. And in high school, it just kind of dissolves. Don't worry about it. If you do stuff and you get bullied, it happens. And don't get discouraged. Don't retaliate. Don't get pissed at them. Just ignore it. Just leave it alone. And people will recognize that you're not getting involved. And when you don't get involved, it really shows some awesome qualities in you, and you look a lot better. So that's a good question. Again, I'm not like a guidance counselor or anything, but if you're discouraged, if you have problems, my door's always open. You can email me and I'd be more than happy to give you suggestions and tips, because it's not that I've ever had to deal with it, but I know kids that have dealt with it that I've helped and they've been a lot better off. So there you go. But yeah, no, I was never personally bullied and in school, and kids that knew I did YouTube thought it was cool. So. Yes, you can. It's on my Instagram. All you got to do is go to Instagram. No, you can't, because Instagram doesn't have a viewer. All you have to do is go to my channel page, youtube.com/thatsnazzy and in the banner, there will be a button that says Instagram. Click that, and I posted a picture today. There you go. I like turtles. I do like turtle. Thank you for asking, Cindy. I don't know if that was her name. I'd like, when you see something and then it goes away and whatever. All right. I got to go here. What time is it? 7:04? We'll go for another 20 minutes. There's a lot of people staying in here. 195 viewers. We lost like 20 when I started becoming Dr. Phil, but that's pretty good. Stop calling me. Good gosh. I'm so popular. No, I'm not. Okay. But I am. But not really. Haven't created one? It's on the way. I do have a headphones list, not like in-ear, but over-ear. All you got to do is go to Google, because that's the magical engine of it all, and you click. What do you click? Headphones list. Yes, Google Snazzy's Ultimate Guide to Headphones. I think I have like dementia or something bad. I don't even know what dementia is, but I feel like I have it, It hurts. Oh my gosh, shut up, torn apart. I'm going to tear you apart with the kick button. Ha ha! All right. Yes, so Google Snazzy's Ultimate Guide to Headphones, and you'll find a list of headphones that I like in all price ranges and yada, yada, yada. We'll see. I've been getting a lot of questions about this. People really, really like Terminal Tip Tuesday and Mac Madness Monday. However, they were always my lowest view videos. And it's not that I'm like a view whore, but I look at the views to see how people react and like to things. And I'm getting so much review product lately that I can't really afford to have a day that focuses on Macintosh software and stuff. But if I get enough requests, if enough people want those two back, I'll bring them back. Mac Madness Monday is one I could keep doing. Terminal Tip Tuesday is probably not, because TTT, there's only so many terminal tips that you can do, and I covered probably 80% of the good ones. So there you go. You're cute. Be my friend, from Jasper Tabula. Mind Games. Excellent YouTuber. Puts up the greatest vlogs of all time. He is my favorite Asian boy. youtube.com/mindgames, M1NDGAM3Z. Elite speak, my friend. Oh, I cannot even begin. My top 5 favorite songs, really difficult. If you do want to know about the music that I like, you can check out my podcast about music on snazzy.fm. Go to snazzy.fm.com, and then you can actually just go to, not snazzy.fm.com, it's snazzy.fm. And then you can go to /mixtape or go to iTunes and search Mixtape, Mixtape, one word. And that's a podcast I do with a couple of my friends, and we talk about great, awesome music. So cool. Thank you. Does the OnLive controller use batteries or have a rechargeable battery pack? Excellent question, and the answer is both. It comes with both. It comes with the USB cord, so you can charge and also update the controller. The controller has firmware updates, if you can believe that. But yes, it comes with both. Both are rechargeable and just a standard tray. And it also comes with 2 Duracell batteries, I think, which is kind of nice. So there you go. How many iPhone cases do you have? This is ridiculous. Thousands. Yeah, you laugh, but I'm seriously joking. Like I probably have close to 1,000 iPhone cases. I'm gonna donate all of them. There's a really awesome charity that Insanely Great Mac used a couple weeks ago that allows you to donate your cases to soldiers. And that's a cool thing. But also, I just want to get rid of them. I have so many of them. And as many as It's Me Morpheus. Probably, actually. Because he stopped doing videos a long time ago, and he probably still got product. But I got a lot of iPhone 4 cases. But I still have tons of 3GS cases. Watch this. Okay, so I dropped those on purpose. Look, I have a box, a drawer, filled with unopened iPhone 3GS cases because I used to own a company called Unlimited Case. We sold cases, whatever. I have a bunch of 3GS cases, probably 50 or 60 that are in their packages. Most of them are Switch Easy. I dug through this drawer. I cut myself, and it hurts, and I'm bleeding. Ow. Do you know what this calls for? While I go, don't put a Band-Aid on because that's another phobia of mine. Band-Aids are disgusting and I hate them. While I go rinse my hand off because I have blood all over, listen to elevator music. Hold on. This is a good one. This is good stuff. Stupid plastic. It should get uninvented. Okay. Don't spam. Ow. That hurt. Ow. Giveaway. Yeah, that's good. I told you I would give away a couple things, which means 2 or more. So the first thing I'm going to give away is right here. And that is the Switch Easy Blitz. No one makes me bleed my own blood. It's a great quote. All right. Switch Easy, or excuse me, SGP Blitz. Why did I say Switch Easy? Really cool case. It's a 3-piece case. You guys saw my linear series review a couple weeks ago, but this is better because the back is aluminum. It's brushed aluminum. Really, really gorgeous case, and I highly appreciate it. So, all you need to do to enter to win is... Ow, that hurt. Blood-filled... It's still bleeding. That's a really deep cut. Hell. All right, hold on. I'm making this, I gotta create a form here real quick. enter the following information: your email, your name, and follow the CAPTCHA, and then you'll be entered to win. Make sure you use a real email, because that's how I'll contact you if you do win. And there you go. So I'll contact you tomorrow. Contest ends at midnight tonight. So there you go. Thank you. Real name? Yes, you do need to enter your real name. Don't worry. It's a form. It's a secure form. Not really. It's not secure, but I don't plan on anyone hacking into it. Just kidding. It's fine. If you don't want to enter your real name, that's fine. I'll ship your package to the North Pole. So there you go. That's the first one. SGP Blitz. And you will be entered to win both things. And I will pick 2 winners. And the first person gets to choose. If the second person wants the first thing and they don't want the second thing, I'll pick another winner. So that's how it works. Be clicking on your inbox refreshes, because that's how you'll know if you won. But I'm doing this, and I am also doing... where'd they go? I don't know where they went. But they are a pair of Klipsch S5 eyes. I'm blushing. I'm not. I'm just always red. I'm a red guy. Woo, the S5 eyes. Woo, yeah. Those are a $130 pair of headphones. They can be yours for absolutely free dollars. Not free, free. F-R-E-E. Whoa. So yeah, I ordered 3 of them because they were $25 on CompUSA, and they actually made an error, but they shipped the ones that were sent. Now they're like 60 or 70 or something like that. So really, really awesome pair of headphones. Really cheap. Free again. And I was going to give them as gifts, but the person I was going to give one of the 3 to, I changed my mind on the gift. So I have 1 laying around, and there you go. So, ow, my finger hurts like nobody's business. Okay, so there you go. Those are the 2 products. All you need to do is go to snazzylabs.com, fill in the form, and I will select you to win either the Blitz or the Klipsch S5 eyes, which I'm pointing at, but I don't really have. That's the empty box of the one I bought for myself. So there you go. Answering a couple more questions, and then I'm done. We're going to end this puppy at 7:30 on the dot, so it will be a 1.5 hour long stream. That's creepy. Okay. Whoa. This is weird. On Vocal, there's like a thing on the side, and I don't know what it... Oh, it says invite your hero. There's a bunch of famous people, and you can invite them to your live stream. Zoe Deschanel. Zoe, will you please come to my live stream, baby? I love you, but not really, because you're kind of weird. Somewhat oddly attractive, though. All right. Can you do a room tour before you stop making videos? Why? So you can rob my video room when I stop doing videos? No, just kidding. Yeah, I'll probably do a room tour, but probably not on my main channel. Well, maybe. We'll see. I has got one. This is a great question. Would you recommend jailbreaking? Well, it depends if your device can be jailbroken. The requirements for jailbreaking are... Ow, that is a really deep cut. I wish you could see this, but not really, because that's gory and bloody, and YouTube does not like that. I don't know if they do. They probably are fine, but I don't want to show you. Okay. Would I recommend jailbreaking? Yes, I would, for certain circumstances and reasons. If you have a later generation device like a 4 or a 4S, jailbreak away. If you have a 3GS or a 3G, I would not recommend jailbreaking. It slows down your already butt-slow device quite significantly. However, if you're on a 4 or a 4S, well, you can't jailbreak a 4S, so never mind. If you're on an iPhone 4 or an iPad, your devices are fast enough to handle jailbreaking, and jailbreaking can add some amazing utilities. Toggles, really some stuff that's pretty cool, and that's pretty darn awesome. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching live streaming, baby. Let's go. All right. I'm losing so much blood. I'm like delirious. I'm like so delirious. I'm hearing elevator music in my ears. No, wait, that's really happening. No, I'm not gonna play more elevator music, especially since 90 of you don't get the joke behind that. Probably more. We have 170 people in here. La 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 la. Are you ever going to try to review the Atomic Base 2 in-ear headphones? I might. Radius, I'm not sure if they send out review units. I'm not really interested in purchasing it with my own monies, but we'll see. Oh, okay. First of all, someone said I'm very white. That I am. Look, this is a white shirt, and I am not much far color offness. I lost all my blood. That's why I'm a dead body. Second channel that I have, youtube.com/thisiPhoneGuy. That's where I publish my vlogs and extraneous thoughts. That's where I act like this, like a total buffoon. On my That Snazzy iPhone Guy channel, I'm like, I am very serious, and I'm doing these technology reviews, and I'm good. And on that, I'm just a total idiot. So follow me on that. But why was I bringing that up? I don't remember. This iPhone Guy, THISIPHONEGY. I brought it up for a reason that I can't remember. So, it wasn't my house tour. It was something I saw in the questions area that I didn't answer. Whatever. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, they do. Well, no. The RHAs, the 300s, are on par, at least pretty close to the S4Is from Klipsch. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm getting like messages or emails or something. I'm getting emails, of course. Okay, stop that. Because every time I get an email from one of you in the contest entry, and I use an email algorithm to find this. Anyway, I probably have like a bajillion messages in my email inbox for you enterers. Thank you again. Do not enter more than once or else you will be disqualified, baby. Ness self. All right, cool. No, wait, that's not why, because my email giveaway account is not hooked up to here. I wonder what it is that I'm getting so many emails about, but I am getting plentiful amounts. All right, I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to do a couple more videos here. Or not a couple more videos, a couple more questions. I have 8 minutes. Okay, really stop and die. That might be my Galaxy Note. I do have a text message. No, that's not why. Okay. Anyway. Would you prefer Android or Apple phones? I've already answered this. I like both. That's a valid answer. I'm still bleeding. Is Taryn still in here? Taryn, I would much prefer Quader. You know the Quader's the best suppleness baby ever made. All right. He asked that 50 minutes ago. There's no way he's in there. Inside joke between me and him and like 8 other people in my neighborhood. You wouldn't understand. He's my friend, all right? Bought some Beats by Dre. Would you recommend them and use them? Not so much. Go to my video, The Facade of Beats by Dre. I answer lots of things. Not going to answer that. No. I like to think that I make pretty decent videos, but I know the money I make right now could not support me if I weren't 18 years old. Yeah, it can pay for college. Yeah, it could pay if I wanted to live at my own house, but no. Like, no. I can't make enough money off of YouTube to make a living. It's a great second income, but no. I mean, this is my job. This is me, and this YouTube supports me. But again, I'm 18 years old. If I had a family, there's no way I'd be able to do this. But at the same time, people are like, oh, you should do this and you should do that and stop doing iPhone stuff. And I don't know, maybe I will when I come back. A lot of people seem to think I'm really funny. I don't see that, but anyway. Except for some of my vlogs are kind of funny. They're kind of funny. Go watch my vlog about pellet ice. That one, I must have done lots of crack that day. Except for I don't do drugs, and neither should you because they're bad. Drink diet beverages. The Segway one, that's a good one. Actually, I should go watch that one because that's a long time ago. That was a funny video. I ran into a curb and almost said an obscenity, but the microphone didn't catch it, so that was good. What microphone do you use? Is it good for vocals? I am using the very, very expensive Blue Mouse. This is a $799 microphone, which is great for male vocals. For radio, well, not for radio, for advertisements on television, a lot of the time, they're using this. And it is a very, very good mic. It's not particularly good for singing or females or anything else like that, but for men with a nice, rich voice, which I really don't have. I made a vlog about this, I think. My voice has gotten higher. I hit puberty, and why am I telling you this? Anyway, I started YouTube, and then I started singing again. I used to sing. I was a soprano one. Anyway, I didn't sing for a long time, like 2 years, and my voice got really, really low. If you go watch some of my first YouTube videos, my voice is lower than it is now. I started singing again, and now my voice is high. Well, it's not high, but it is lovely. No, I'm not singing for you because I don't want to. Maybe I'll make a video in the future. I play the piano and I play the drums and I play my voice, and maybe I will make like a good song for you. I'll make a custom written song for my fans of snazziness. What should I call it? Let's name the song. I'll call it Snazzy Fans of Camelot. As a goodbye. That's good, Aaron. I will do it when I leave. I'll do that in May. I'll write you guys a song. I'll see you in 2 years. We'll make sweet friendship then. Okay. I really need to stop. I'm like, I have lots of blood. It hurts. This is the first live vlog I've ever injured myself. No, that's not true. I actually twisted my ankle once when I was dancing on the floor over there. It was awkward. Glad that one's still recorded in my vocal live stream. Probably shouldn't go say that because now you're going to watch it. It's fine. I don't care. I know that I'm odd. Do I like Shure headphones? I used to not, and now I do. They are, it depends. Their in-ear stuff I don't like. I very much dislike it, actually. It's kind of weird, and do the over-the-ear stuff, I don't like it. But their over-ear headphones, like the SRH 440s and the 840s, are both really, really good headphones. And I do like the sound, but the build quality is not spectacular on the Shures, and they are ugly as sin. Like, take sin, times it by 2, divide it in half, which is just sin. Or at least I think I'm not good at math. You get a very ugly headphone, and that is the Shure stuff anyway. Okay. All right, next question. I really need to be done. 3 minutes, guys, and then I'm done. So I'm going to take a couple more questions. This is a great question. Would you rather have the Blue Yeti or the Audio-Technica AT 2020? I do have, at least I think I have. I don't know if I still do. Messy drawer. I had the Blue the Audio-Technica AT 2020 in this drawer, and I do like it, but it's a little bit harsh, and it's a little bit exaggerated. So I prefer the Blue Yeti. That's really exaggerated as well, but the Blue Yeti is a little bit more versatile, and it's much nicer for vocals because it gives you a nice low end. So there you go. I found this in my drawer. I love retro reviews, and I get emails about retro reviews all of the time. And I just don't have the budget or the physical desire to spend money on something that's old. So yeah, this is the 3rd gen iPod. I did a review on this. It's called Retro Review, iPod 3rd generation. It's on my channel, and this was from circa 2003. I think it was $500 when it came out, and it's this is the 40 gigabyte model, so I think this might have been $600. It was a lot, but my dad and I got this at CompUSA, I think it was, or Office Max. It was one of those office stores that is now no longer in business, so. Anyway, yeah, 3rd generation iPod. If you have old stuff that's tech related and you want me to review it, send it to my P.O. box. That's on my channel. Also, I know this sounds greedy, but if you want to send me stuff like letters and stuff and homemade things, I love that kind of stuff. And you can send it to my P.O. box, which is on my channel. And I've gotten a couple letters and drawings and way cool things. I got the sickest drawing the other day, and I'm going to show it to you. It's fan art. I'm going to make a little mirage right here on my wall, and I'll show you. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying? First thing is, if you have old stuff that you don't want anymore and you want me to do a retro review on it, send it to me. And I probably won't return it, so make sure you don't like it. And second of all, if you want to send fan mail, go ahead. I'd love to have fan mail. I don't like go out and buy anything, but homemade stuff, that's cool. That's retro. Not really, but that's neat. And so you can send it my way. Last question of the night, and then I'm done. Wow, that was really attractive. I would not be a very good looking bald person. I just look like a white old man. Okay. I need to find a really good question because it's the last one. Someone asked if I can bust a rap. Por favor. I can't bust a rap because I don't know crap. I do YouTube reviews because I don't know nothing. No pantyhose. All right. Jasper, is he still in here? Guys, you got to check out Jasper, Mind Games. YouTube.com/mindgames. He's the funniest guy ever, and he's leaving these ridiculous questions in the questions box and polluting my box with unimportant things that I don't want to answer. I have 109 questions, and I have to choose one that I really, really like. Here's a good one. Are you looking forward to the Wii U? No. Well, no. I got the original Wii. Oh, my finger hurts. I got the original Wii, and okay, let me tell you a story about the Wii. When did the Wii come out? 2007. It was announced in 2006. I remember because we had bought Game Informer, and in 2006, it was rumored to be called the Nintendo Revolution. When it came out and it was called the Wii, we were like, what the crap? But the Wii it was, and we were in St. George, Utah, which is like a little destination spot we have. We were down there for Easter, and the Wii was going to come out that November, but it had just been announced as the Nintendo Wii. And I remember chanting along with my siblings to my parents, "We want a Wii, we want a Wii." And so we got one on Christmas. We had the worst Christmas experience with the Wii. It was horrible. So we got the Wii. It was Christmas. Well, actually wrong. We got Christmas. It came and went, and there was no Wii. So we were all kind of disappointed, and we were like, oh, dang, I wanted a Wii. And there was no Wii under the tree. That was good. Plus, Santa doesn't leave gifts for us anyway. Santa works in mysterious ways. But I don't know if your Santa leaves presents under the tree. We get presents under the tree from our family, but Santa leaves stuff for us on our couches, and it's just all unwrapped. And it's really awesome because it's like sensory overload, and you walk downstairs, you're like, oh yeah, Santa. And you look on the couch, and all the stuff Santa left you was on the couch. And there's board games, and usually the big present is on the couch, and it's all unwrapped, and you're just like, and you pass out, and you play with that for a good hour, and then you unbox stuff from your family, which is always less good because Santa's so much cooler. Why would you like your family when you could have Santa? All right, anyway. Wii. Okay, so Christmas came and went, no Wii. It was like 2 days after Christmas, and we were in Park City with my cousins skiing, and we were staying at their house. Now, we wanted to do a sleepover, and my parents really don't like sleepovers. I don't know why, but they don't like sleepovers. And so we said, we want to sleep over. And they were like, all right, you can sleep over, or you can come home, and there will be a gift for you. And I was kind of suspicious because I was like, Christmas was 2 days ago. Really, are you going to give us a cool gift, or is it going to be like a candy bar? And I can't sleep over with my cousins and have fun and stay up till 3 a.m. And she was like, I think it'll be worth it. And so I was like, all right. We went with her home, and we're like, hey, where's the present? And she gave us a UPS box. And it was like all taped up and stuff, and I was like, wow, okay, what the crap is in here? I got a knife, cut it open, and there was a Wii. My parents are so amazing. They know how much we wanted this thing. They couldn't get it by Christmas Day. There was no Wiis to be had. Like, you had to camp out like a psychopath to get Wii. So I think my parents paid double retail price. They paid $500 for our Wii, and we got it off of eBay from some guy. Really, really awesome parents that we had, and they were willing to make sure that we really had a great Christmas and got the Wii that we really wanted. And so I unboxed the Wii. We're like, yeah, Wii, woo! It was already 10, so my parents were like, all right, you have to go to bed. And we're like, no, let us just try it for a couple minutes. And they're like, all right, you can try it for a few minutes. We plug it in. I read the directions because I'm that kind of kid. Actually, I had already read the directions because I'm totally the read it before you get it manual kind of guy just because you're so excited. I don't do that anymore, but I did as a kid. Anyway, we got the Wii. I took Wii Sports and we stuck Wii Sports in, and we got to the Wii home screen, and we were so excited. We pressed Wii Sports start game, and it started to spin the disc up, and all of a sudden we hear like, we're like, what in the world? So we hurried and injected it, and it came out of the Wii, and we're like, that was weird. And the Wii Sports disc was all scratched up, and I was like, did I put it in the wrong way? And so we stuck it in the other way, same thing. And now the Wii Sports painted side was all scratched up. We're like, okay, something is wrong. And so we took a DVD, which didn't work back in the day, but they would still spin up, and it scratched the crap out of the DVD. So we're like, all right, there's like a stray piece of metal in our Wii. And so what happened was the next day we went to sleep. The next day we called Nintendo support. We're like, our Wii's broken. And so they overnight aired us a new Wii absolutely free. And then we just stuck our old Wii in a box and sent it back. So it was awesome. But we did have to wait like 2 days to play our Wii, and that was the worst thing ever, because there's nothing worse than having something and it doesn't work and you just so badly want to play with it. So that was my story of the Wii. I don't know how we got onto this. Oh, are you looking forward to the Wii U? Nope. All right, thanks so much for coming to the live stream. You guys are awesome. If you stuck it out the whole 1 hour and 36 minutes, I don't know how long the final video would be, but I appreciate it. Again, people in the live stream, giveaway, go to snazzylabs.com. I'm going to close the entries in about 10 minutes, so you better hurry. Enter once or else you're disqualified. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and as always, stay snazzy. See you folks later.